Soul Brew.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's Soul Brew, bringing curated voices from around the world to lead us in a journey of inspiration, introspection, practice, guidance, tshuva, change, renewal, leading up to Rosh Hashannah, to the new year. I'm Rabbi Bluth, host and producer of Soul Brew, along with the Beth Tzedek Center for Spiritual Well-Being and Living Jewishly. Today, I'm delighted to invite my dear friend and teacher, Micha Stettin, to be our soul brewer. Micha has studied martial arts in China. He was ordained with smicha in Jerusalem. He's a trained massage therapist and student of traditional Chinese medicine in Jaffa. Micha is one of my deepest and dearest friends who cares a lot for the earth and for the cycles that the Torah, that our tradition teaches us through. So Micha, leading up to Rosh Hashannah, what is your soul brewing?
Lo rav lalechem velo tzama lamayim kim lishmoa divrei Hashem. Lo rav lalechem velo tzama lamayim kim lishmoa divrei Hashem. Shalom, soul brewers, my soul is brewing Shmita. Right now, we're going to talk about this coming year, Tafshin Pei Bet, the 21st year of the Yovel cycle, and importantly, so importantly, the Shmita year. I'm going to share with you a little bit about what Shmita is and some practices that might bring us into this time and really, more than anything, invite you to welcome in a year of connecting with the body, our communities, cultivating a feeling of sufficiency and of rest, of Shabbat. So what is the Shemitah year? Well, in the same way that we have a Shabbat of days, we have a Shabbat of years. So for 6 days, we work, we produce, we create, and on the 7th day, we rest, we appreciate, we allow our not doing to fulfill our doing. We allow a sense of meaning to come into the entire week through the not doing of the Shabbat. So too, in the realm of years, we have this 7th year, which is a year of rest and of allowing the land which we have worked to lie fallow. So in one way, Shmita is about land and about labor. And even though most of us are no longer the ones who work the land, we still work, toil, and eat. And so this year brings into focus all of those dynamics between our productivity and our consumption in relation to faith. And the Torah of Shmita also goes beyond the agricultural. The Ishbitzer Rebbe teaches us that Eretz Yisrael Romez Lekfiut Divrei Torah Baguf, that the land of Israel is alluding to our bodies. The teachings of the land, which are also teachings of the actual land, are teachings on an individual level of our own body. In the same way that this year calls for a renewed connection with the land, so too with our bodies. In the same way that it seeks to instill within us a sensation of sufficiency with what comes from our land, so too with our bodies. This year is an invitation to connect in simplicity with the miracle of our living selves. So now I am going to ask you to try 3 simple and short practices with me that can do that can bring us simply into an awareness and an appreciation of our physical selves. As an instructor of the martial art Sistema and Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, as a Qigong and Tai Chi practitioner, as a manual therapist and a student of traditional Chinese medicine, I love simplicity because it has the power to stick with us through every journey. These practices will help you ground, to connect to your life breath filling your body, bring back a bit of communication with parts of ourselves which today may feel a little silent, and hopefully, Bezrat Hashem, bring us into the Shmita, a year of sufficiency, appreciation, and faith. So now I invite you to stand. I invite you to stand up and begin walking. That walking can be back and forth or in a circle. So go ahead, get up, do that. And as you're walking, taking steps, just begin counting those steps. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And as we're counting those steps, let's start to breathe in with that count. So 3, 3. And so we're walking with our breath. 3 steps in breath, 3 steps out breath. 3 steps in breath, 3 steps out breath. We are connecting our walking to our breathing with the power of our counting. Notice how this brings you into a deeper awareness and how it allows you to let breath guide your movement. Maybe also notice how just breathing and counting as you walk allows the nervous system to just relax a touch, to bring in that Shabbat. So this is a practice, the breathing in and out, with the walking connected with the count. This is a practice which we can do while walking at the supermarket, while going to work in the morning, or as a very specific practice at the beginning, end, or middle of any day. It can be an anchor for reminding us and calming us. The second demo is going to be a demo that I'll just do with you. So find a place to just stand, your feet about hip distance apart. Notice how my shoulders are not rolled back. I'm not trying to stand like this. Yeah, they can even be slightly rolled forward. My hands are just loosely lying at the front near the side of my body. I'm feeling my head pulling up from the apex. I'm noticing how my weight is evenly distributed on my feet rooted into the ground. And as I have the pulling up towards the heavens and the rooting down into the earth, I begin to twist from side to side, just twisting at the center, twisting at the hips, allowing that middle to give movement to the entire structure, noticing how my spine begins to feel open. I can make these swings a little bit bigger. I can also make them smaller. This practice opens the center through small movement. The third practice I want to show you brings our hands in relationship to the rest of our body. Now, we do so much with our hands. Most of what we do actively is with our hands in this world. I write, I grab, I cook, I move, I play with the hands. So we allow this powerful energy, which is concentrated in the hands, to bring us in relationship to the rest of our body. And we can do this in so many ways, but here is just one simple one. It's rubbing. So I'm going to start at the top outside of my shoulder, rub along, then rub the inside, come across my chest, down the outside of my leg, up the inside of my leg, and find myself near my kidneys at my lower back. I'm going to go to the other side, inside, outside, and find myself, and we can give a little bit of a lower back rub here. I can also tap to bring some more sensation. Yeah, and I'm waking myself up, bringing my awareness towards myself, the different parts of my body. So I invite you into these practices as a way to bring the Shmita, this sufficiency and awareness of our bodies, into this year. One part of Shmita which goes beyond our own domain, Eretz Yisrael, our bodies, is the Shmita Ksafim, the release of debt. Every seventh year, the Torah instructs us to release the debt of all of those who have accumulated it over the previous 6 years. It is a message to us that this year must be a year where we also focus on making sure that people are not saddled with impossible economic burden, that they are not being crushed under the weight of debt. In this way, the Shemitah's teaching is that our reconnection with our body is intimately tied with our attention to the greater social balance. We are called to look and connect inward at the same time as we restore balance outward. Our sages teach us that the Shemitah is so important that it is attributed to our exile, Sheba'avon Shemitah Yisrael Golim, that because we did not find this integration, we were exiled from our land. So this is a call, the Shemitah year, to take time to reconnect to your body, to take time to reconnect to the land, to take time to create social and economic harmony in your community, in your city, in this world. So this Shemitah, may we be blessed. We should all have the biggest bracha, to have faith in Shabbat, to reconnect to our land and our bodies, to create communities of goodness and the pursuit of justice. Shana Tova. Ba-da-da.